is a pencil. Here. All right. Would you like Hebrew or English name?
So I can't remember his dad's name, so I'll just do English. Ronald. And then it's Ryder, R-E-I-D-E-R.
R-E-I-D-E-R. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know how to spell your name properly.
I'll do it the proper way next time.
It's fine. Most of these are in English anyway. This doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here. Ooh. Shabbat Shalom. Ooh. I feel very amplified this evening. No one will have trouble hearing me. I'm delighted to see everybody here. I know some people are still chatting a little bit and getting situated. So feel free to do a little bit of that as we get our service started. It's kind of fun, I think, to come into this time of year where it really feels like Shabbat has started once we start Shabbat, because it's actually dark out now. And so it's nice to feel like that sort of, in some ways, warming blanket, even though that's a little internally contradictory, of night is sort of falling on us and swaddling us and protecting us and bringing us into, I hope, the peace and the joy and the restoration of Shabbat together. So we're actually going to open this evening with a really lovely song, a really lovely prayer that we don't often sing here at Shalom, but which is all about what it means to keep Shabbat. It is Ki Eshmera Shabbat on page 11, And the words essentially mean as much as, because we keep Shabbat, God keeps us. And it sort of echoes that Achad Ha'am statement about as much as the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has also kept the Jewish people. So I hope that we will all feel held by the Shabbat, and we can bring it in together with Ki Eshmera Shabbat on page 11. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, Yishmereini. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, Yishmereini. Oti leomeod, be'ov ve'i. Oti leomeod, be'ov ve'i. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, Yishmereini. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, Yishmereini. We now formally welcome in Shabbat by lighting our Shabbat candles. We'll start with the reading, actually the second reading on page 3. I'll read the first paragraph. I would invite you to read the second with me. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Every time I light Shabbat candles like this, I can hear my father's voice in my head saying, the hottest part of the flame is the top. That's the part that you want to use. Anyway, this is true. He's probably watching. Hi. The candles are lit, so we'll take a moment now to bring that light of Shabbat into our eyes and to say the prayer together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We turn now to pages 20 and 21 for the prayer in which we invite Shabbat in the form of our beloved to come and join us. We'll sing a few verses, 1, 2, 5, 9, I don't know, something else? 1, 2, 5, 9. And when we get to verse 9, I'll invite us all to rise and to face the doorway through which we came to greet our Shabbat beloved. So please join us in Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Yalalalai Lecha Dodi, Yalalalai Likrat Halah, Yalalalai B'nei Shabbat, B'nei Shabbat Lekaleah, Shamor v'zachor, B'dibur echad, Yishmi
We now turn to page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish, and you may be seated.
V'yitkadash shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imeru Amen. Yesh merabah mevarach le'alam ulal me'amaya yitbarach.
Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar
V'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha brichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imeru Amen.
We now rise once more as we join together in the call to prayer, the Baruch on page 28. Turn now to page 31, and we read together the English at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. And we continue with a prayer thanking God for God's love as shown to us through Torah and commandments, Ahavat Olam on page 32.
Ahavat olam,
Beit Yisrael, Amecha avta, Amcha avta, Torah umitzvot, Chukim umishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Akein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmenu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha.
turn to page 34 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Elam
You may be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot ben enecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to the bottom of page 39 and we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Lo together at the bottom of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. And we continue now with Vishamru on page 44. Has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. We now rise once again as we turn to page 46 for the beginning of the Amidah.
Adonai tzefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, V'zocher chastei avot ve'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'nehem, leman shemo b'ahava. Melech Hoseh u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibur le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol atarav lehoshiav, machiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somek noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir hasurim, umakayim emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We turn to the top of page 55 and we read together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. And we read together from the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'odcha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. And we read together once more from the top of page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And we turn now to a prayer of peace, Shalom Rav, on page 60. Even as we sing together words of peace, shalom, and of wholeness, shlemut, we know that there are those among us who may not be feeling entirely at peace or entirely whole on this Shabbat. There are those in our community who are in need of healing, whether that be healing of body, of mind, or of spirit. On this Shabbat, we are thinking in particular for healing of Steve Teplinsky, Fern Drescher, Bruce Sherman, Gershon ben Avraham, Pesha Bluma bat Esther, Elliot Lubar, Mark Kleinerman, Miriam bat Rachel, Rachel bat Devora, Shira bat Velvel Vamalka, Yisrael Mordechai, Deanna Duker, Rachel Zarim, Raphael ben Avraham Vesara, Mordechai Aharon ben Yitzchak Aryeh Vebele, and Ronald Ryder. And if there was a name you were expecting to hear on that list but did not hear, we have reset our list for the new year, so please do submit the names of any loved ones for whom you would like us to pray to the link on the website for Misha Berach names. And in honor of all those whom I have named and all those whose names we hold in our hearts, we're now going to turn to page 253, and join together in Misha Berach.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
With words of healing on our lips and in our hearts, we take a few moments now for silent prayer. We'll come back together on page 62 for Yehiyu L'Ratzon.
Well, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I feel like it is hard to get to the end of a week these days without feeling at least some degree of emotional whiplash. Pretty much every week, including this one, as Shabbat approaches, I keep finding myself asking, to sort of borrow a phrase adapted from Aaron Sorkin, what kind of week has it been? And in some important ways, I think this has actually been a very good week. However you feel about the circumstances of the government shutdown and about its subsequent reopening, I'm guessing we can largely agree that it's a positive development that Congress has ordered the rehiring of all those who were laid off during the shutdown, and that President Trump has agreed to comply with that directive. And in addition, the ceasefire is still basically holding in Gaza, giving people there and in Israel some much-needed respite. And thanks to geomagnetic storms, which I have to admit I don't exactly know what they are, but if Paul Joseph were here, he could tell us. There were even, I'm told, opportunities to see the aurora borealis this week, as far south as Alabama. I missed it, but I hope somebody saw it. So I think all in all, there were quite a few things to feel positive and hopeful about this week. But at the same time, I know I don't need to tell you that there's still plenty of turmoil and hardship that takes place throughout the world, both far away and, of course, right here at home. And whichever recent events have been most difficult for you, there is certainly no shortage of developments to be troubled by. So, what kind of week has it been? My honest answer is I don't know. There has been joy and sadness, hope and trepidation, all mixed up together. And it can be hard to know what to think or how to feel. I mention all of this because the same thing could be said about Parshat Chayei Sarah, which is what we are reading this Shabbat. Even the name of this portion is a little confusing and complicated, because Chayei Sarah means the life of Sarah, and it refers to the first few words of the Parsha, which reference Sarah's life, but only in the context of it just having ended. In fact, despite life being in the name, this Parsha is much more about death. It chronicles the deaths of and burials of Sarah, Abraham, and Ishmael, as well as Abraham purchasing the cave of Machpelah to be a burial plot. So it's also fitting, I think, that this is also the Parsha in which we're introduced to one of the most complicated and internally contradictory characters in Torah, at least in my view, Rebekah, the grandniece of Abraham and Isaac's bride-to-be. We meet Rebekah as Abraham's servant, Eliezer, is out seeking a suitable wife for Isaac. Eliezer encounters Rebekah at a well, and she wins him over by hastening to provide him and his camels with water. Rabbi Shai Held, a beloved teacher of mine, points out that while Eliezer asks Rebekah for a drink, it is crucial that she adds the offer to water his camels. In allowing her the opportunity to make this offer, rather than requesting it at the outset, Eliezer shows that he understands something critical about the traumatized and taciturn Isaac. In Rabbi Held's words, he is not capable of asking for everything he needs. A suitable wife for Isaac will need not only to listen to what he says, but also to try and intuit what he cannot say. The servant's test is about compassion, but it is also about sensitivity and discernment, about responding to unspoken needs and yearnings. In addition to being generous and sensitive, Rebekah's act also shows her to be strong and energetic. Watering several camels is not a small feat. There's a scholar who estimates that it would have actually taken dozens of trips between the well and the trough, and probably several hours to quench all of the animals' thirst. It's also clearly intentional that Rebekah's behavior mirrors Abraham's in last week's Parsha. The same verbs, hasten and run, are used to describe what she does, as well as Abraham rushing around to welcome the angels who visit him to announce Isaac's impending birth. So with all of this in mind, Rebekah seems like an ideal choice for Isaac. She is kind and strong and chutzpahdik, and she even sounds like a logical inheritor of Abraham's legacy, perhaps even more so than Isaac. I know. And yet, we know that there is a very different and darker side to Rebekah's personality. We know that one day she will give birth to twin sons, and she will play favorites with them, preferring Jacob to Esau, in fairness, just as Isaac prefers Esau to Jacob, and making no secret of her preference. We also know that Rebekah will manipulate Isaac, using his infirmity and blindness to trick him into bestowing blessings upon Jacob that he had intended for Esau. Admittedly, we are also told that this is part of the divine plan, and that God also prefers Jacob. But even so, it's hard to say that Rebekah's ends entirely justify her underhanded and exploitative means. Moreover, as Rabbi Held points out, it is precisely these same gifts of perceptiveness and sensitivity that allow Rebekah to anticipate Isaac's needs, which also allow her to use his needs against him. So, where does all of this leave us with respect to Rebekah? Is she a hero? Is she a villain? Both? Neither? I'm reminded of Walt Whitman's famous words from his poem, Song of Myself. Do I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large. I contain multitudes. Rebekah certainly contains multitudes. And I think what the Parsha is trying to teach us is that so do we. In Rabbi Held's words, the truth we learn from Parshat Chayei Sarah is that most of us are neither purely righteous nor totally wicked. We're capable of both deep kindness and staggering selfishness. We may be tempted to believe that attunement to other people's vulnerabilities leads ineluctably to care and concern for them, but emotional sensitivity is no guarantee of kindness. The ability to understand other people's experience can elicit generosity, but it can also enable scheming and manipulation, often in the very same person. In its portrayal of Rebekah, the Torah presents a sobering reminder of what is perhaps the simplest and deepest truth we know about ourselves. People are complicated. The Talmud supports Rabbi Held's interpretation with this beautiful teaching. Whereas a person might strike many identical coins from the same mold, only God is able to stamp each human being with the divine image while still keeping each one of us entirely unique. Thus, we are both equal before God and at the same time irreducibly complex. And of course, so is much of the world that we live in. Several months ago, in a drash I gave about Parshat Korach, I remarked that we ignore complexity at our peril. When one side prevails over another in an argument or really in a shouting match, both sides are usually harmed in the process, and rarely is anything actually resolved. If we truly want to solve deep problems, we must be willing to engage with complexity, to listen as well as to be heard, and to treat one another with the respect and dignity that each one of us is due. Clearly, embracing complexity is some sort of bugbear of mine, but in contemplating Parshat Chayei Sarah this week, I've come to the conclusion that it's a bugbear for the Torah too, and really for Jewish tradition more broadly. Judaism is constantly trying to remind us of this simple but surprisingly elusive truth that people and life are complicated. We may want things to be black and white, to be clear and easy to address through existing frameworks, but unfortunately we know that anything really important is bound to be complicated and to require careful study and consideration to properly understand. Thankfully, Judaism is always here to remind us that in a world of sound bites, we must choose nuance. And in a world where the one who shouts loudest too often wins, We must choose to engage in debate for the sake of heaven, openly listening to our opponent's views and seeking not to prevail, but to understand and to move forward together. As we continue to move through this time of joy and difficulty, of trauma and triumph, I pray that our tradition can continue to support us in doing the hard work of embracing the complexity within ourselves, within others, and within our fractured but still incredibly beautiful world. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to move now into the closing portion of our service, beginning with Aleinu on page 282. I would invite you to please rise as able and join us on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tikr v'lal yotzei breshit, shelo asanu k'goy haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchakenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kocho hamonam, ve'anaknu korim, u'mishtakavim u'modim, livnei melech, melchei hamlechim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom ha'hu, hi Adonai echad. U'shemo echad.
You may be seated. Our thoughts now turn to our own loved ones and the loved ones of members of our community who have left this earth. We're thinking on this Shabbat in particular of Monica Cassidy, whom I believe has not yet been laid to rest, but whom we have lost. We're also thinking for Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning of Judith Allagood, for whom I know many of you are here. We're also thinking for Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning of Charlotte Atinsky, Ruth Goodman, and Stephen M. Pash. And in addition, on this Shabbat, we are observing the following yahrzeits. We remember Etta Afram, Abraham Ausman, Sigmund Benzinger, Bernard Benzman, Maurice W. Bonick, Annette Cohen, Morris Cohn, Max Lewis Cook, Henry Dietz, Min Drake, Virginia Edelman, Benjamin Ellison, Mayor Fox, Alan Glickman, Beatrice Habush, Nancy Herman, Gertrude Hinden, Doris T. Cann, Judith D. Kierking, Leonard Kravitz, Esther N. Lowasser, Eva Leopold, Donald Levine, Marcia Levine, Kathy Ann London, Sylvia Luber, Ida Laurie, Sherman Marcus, Harry Mechanic, Dr. Kenneth Mendelson, Velma Minash, Wayne O'Connell, Hy Plopper, Sarah Lee Rabinowitz, Fred Raffel, Bradley Rose, Morris Rotman, Ann Schneider, Harry Schoenfeld, William Schoenfeld, Erna Schopler, Beverly Shuminsky, Manny Schwartz, Rhea Silberman, Molly Sinigub,
Ida Singer, Bernie Sokol, Aaron Starobin, Leo Stockland, Ruth Traxler, Harry Waldinger, David Wallace, Amy K. Welch, Mildred Wolf, Mary Ziegler, and Golda Zucker. If there's someone else whom you are remembering whom I have not named or whose name I should have pronounced differently, please feel free to share that name with us as my eyes go around the room. Zichrono livracha. In honor of all those whom we have named, all those whose names we hold in our hearts, and all those who have none to say Kaddish for them, we turn now to page 294, and we rise as able as we join together in the mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit halal shmei dekudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace in the heavens help us to create peace with each other here on earth and to comfort one another when we are bereaved. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated. We'll conclude our service in a few moments with Kiddush and with a closing hymn. I want to make a couple of announcements first. At this moment, I just want to encourage you, first of all, to keep your eye on the email communications we send out on the website, on all of the documents in the foyer, to give you information about the various events we have coming up. And I also want to mention a few weekly programs that we would love to have you attend. One is every Friday at 11 a.m. from 11 to noon, we have a discussion group called Shalom Shmooze. The purpose of that group is really for Shalom congregants to have a place to come together and discuss whatever is on your hearts and your minds, and bring your full selves into conversation. So please join us for that if that appeals to you. Also, tomorrow morning, as every week, at 9 a.m. we will have Torah study, and at 10 a.m. we will have a community service, followed at about 11:30 by a lunch. So please feel free to join us for those programs as well. I know there are other things coming up, but is there anything that leaps to your mind that you want to make sure we mention?
Lador Vador Shabbat next week.
Yes.
We would love to see all of you there. The 7th graders will be leading. The youth choir will be singing some songs.
I think 3 different grades will be playing roles in helping to lead the service, yes. So we're sort of expanding our Lador Vador Shabbat to include as many students and families as possible. And it's not just a service for kids, it's a service for everybody. So we hope that anybody who wants to be here on a Friday evening will come and join us. Thank you for that. I'm sure there are other things, but keep your eyes on the emails and the website and you will know what they are. For now, we're going to turn in our prayer books to page 5, and we're going to rise one more time as we join together in Kiddush.
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho Ratzon hinchilanu זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim. And our closing hymn this evening will be Adon Olam, which you can find on page 321 in your prayer book. Page 321.
Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nira, V'yitnasa, B'chiv Sochor, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'acharei Kichot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, V'hu Haya, V'hu Oveh, V'hu Yeh B'tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nira, V'yitnasa, V'chiv Sochor, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, V'hu echad ve'en sheni, להמשיך להחמירה אדון עולם, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמזרע אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אשר מלך, בטרם קול, יציר נברא, ויתנשא בחיו סקול, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. Shabbat Shalom.